Hello everyone, this is Kevin T. Rodriguez, film critic of iCritic.net, and we're doing another episode of the Encyclomedia show where I talk about collectible items that I have. And before you Hello everyone, this is Kevin T. Rodriguez, film critic of iCritic.net, also known as Encyclomedia, and we are doing an episode of the Encyclomedia show. And before any of you ask, we are putting the Walt Disney Treasure series on hold. Not indefinitely. But I know in the last video I said it wouldn't take several months, and you know what? I kind of lied about that, because it has now been a couple months. And I think the issue is that I just need a break from it. I mean, I need to at least do other episodes. Now, to prevent this from happening in the future, when I do a series on something like that, I will get the gumption to do all the episodes more or less at once and release them in a timely fashion. So I will still be recording those episodes, but I'm going to be recording them in between other items I do, so that when they do come back, they will be uninterrupted, which means there'll probably be different hairstyles. You might even see this haircut in a later episode, and then see the hair kind of go up and down, and, you know, all that jazz. So who knows? And you might even notice new background. That's because I'm currently on vacation, but I can make videos while I'm on vacation. If you hear a little humming noise, I'm sorry. That's a little bit of the electrical wiring. Can't handle it. Or can't do anything about it, actually. But anyway, for this episode, we're going to talk about Penny Arcade. For those of you who are not aware, Penny Arcade is an online comic strip about gaming and gaming culture. And it's been going on for a long, long time. In fact, to my knowledge, I believe it was even the first web comic to actually be able to make a money just being a web comic. Before then, you need to be the newspapers, you need to be in printed books. Penny Arcade was the first one who figured out how to do it without a syndicate, without backers. They just did it on their own, and everyone inspired to be it. And there's been several comics that have been able to follow that similar route. PvP was one of them, so was Control Alt Delete and Mega Tokyo. But we're talking about Penny Arcade today, because here's the funny thing. Most of those comic strips, what they had in common was that they wanted to be in the newspapers, they wanted to be published, but they didn't have the means, so they put it online. Penny Arcade never once considered the newspapers. They just did it for fun, and it happened to catch on. But one thing they were pretty happy about is they did want to be in book form. And they released several books. I think they got up to 9 books before they discontinued the publishing when... Oh, it was funny. I mean, irony of irony. They didn't need books or publishing to become famous in the first place, and then at one point, even the books became cumbersome. So they stopped it. But they did release several of these paperbacks, and I have to admit, it's way easier to just sit back and read a book and all that jazz. And these are nice books, but what most people don't realize is that Penny Arcade actually did have a special hardcover edition of the very first book. Very first book, hardcover edition. This was much, much rare. As you can see, it had a special... I'm not sure what this is. It's not leather, but it's not plastic either. I don't know if anyone can deduct what a book cover is like from the outside, but there it is. As you can see, compared to the first book, the image is made much smaller, but it removes the wording and the author so that you can actually see it better, I guess. The paper that it uses is the exact same paper, and of course, the other big noticeable difference, just to assure you that you have something special, is that inside, first page, they added a page that told you, what number out of 1,500 copies this was, and it showed Gabe and Tycho had signed it. Otherwise, the rest of the book is pretty much the same thing as this book. I think this costs $25 and this costs $13, so I would much rather have this on my shelf. Now, disappointingly, I think this was the only one that they made. Now, I don't know if that's because it didn't sell or because cost-wise, it just wasn't practical. Someone who has published paperbacks and hardcovers myself, and I do Kickstarters on these, and there is still a Kickstarter going on. If you want to search my name and go to Kickstarter, you can pre-order my next book. But it is always interesting how the paperback's like, okay, yeah, these cost like $13, $14 each, and then like the hardcover costs like $80 or something. It's like, what? I don't know. But so maybe that was why we didn't get any more of these. But this was definitely very nice. Interestingly, I have 2 of these. I've been trying to sell the second copy for a long time and not been successful. Not because I don't think anyone wants it, but because I think eBay's the only place that really I can list something like this. and it doesn't have an ISBN number, so it makes it really hard for people to find it. But who knows? I don't know what I'm going to do as a second copy of the book, which is up there somewhere. I would hate to sell at a garage sale, and maybe people can give me some ideas here. I don't know. But if you are a Penny Arcade fan, and you really want to impress the boys when you see them at a convention, I don't know how many comic conventions they go to anymore. I met them a few times at Comic-Con, but that was back when it was about comic books, not movies, back in 2004 and 5. And I think they pretty much just go to PAX now, and good luck finding them at PAX. But if you ever want to impress them, show them that you got one of their trusty hardcover copies of Penny Arcade, and there you have it. So, that's this episode of the Encyclomedia Show. My name is Kevin T. Rodriguez. What do you think? Do any of you have this book? Would love to know. Comment below, like, favorite, share, subscribe, and as always, flame responsibly. Have a good one.